Welcome to the Lamborghini URUS. 2019 URUS, 641 horsepower. I think it was like 617 torque. I'll double check. This one does have a tune on it. Also has a Capristo exhaust with the valves. Super sick. My favorite part about the car, the baseball glove interior. Don't mind my jacket. The baseball glove interior is just, it looks so good. I know there's a name for the color of this interior, but it's like saddle. I just like to call it baseball glove. The one thing about this car that I love, obviously the looks. Like, for example, I'll get the key, I'll unlock the car. The running lights just look sick. Like, look at that. When it's rolling, that's how it looks. Like, you just know a Urus is coming your way, especially with the exotic, crazy look of like this sport back type of design where it comes back around, where it's like almost like a fastback slash wagon slash crossover SUV slash like the RS6 vibe with the, you know, the wagon style. There's a lot of talk about this car where people are like, oh, the buttons don't look good in the inside. It reminds me of a Audi RS6. Well, this is very far from an Audi RS6. It's a hot day today, so I'm starting this thing. Gonna sit and talk about it a little bit. People complain about the buttons. Yes, this is the same button that my RS5 right there has. Same buttons, but listen, if this is your complaint on how these buttons here and this button here is similar to an Audi and this one here, like, you guys are really enjoying the car for what it's meant to be enjoyed for, right? This is the only SUV that changed the game, where now everyone's trying to copy what they've done with the exotic look, speed, all-wheel drive, and the way the vehicle is set up. It handles like a sports car, but then you can pack 4 grown people in it that are 6 feet tall and then have them chilling here and no room issues at all. My seat's all the way back and there's tons of room. You could be so tall sitting back here. The panoramic roof is sick. I love it. Just amazing. The stitching is nuts. The way the leather just feels, it feels so good. I love the haptic feedback on the screens. It's smooth. I've driven a Tesla and they had an amazing infotainment system. I think honestly this is the best feeling setup I've ever felt. I didn't actually like the Urus at first. I really didn't. I actually didn't like the car at first. Now that I've been living with the car for almost 4 or 5 days, driving it here and there between my GT3 RS, my RS5 and this, because I've been getting pulled over in cop cars. I've been getting pulled over for loud exhaust. I love the haptic feedback. I love the buttons. They just feel so good. We're in Strada now. We're in Sport, Corsa, and then here's the buttons for the Capristo exhaust. You could possibly hear it in the video where it just opens up. Just nuts. We're in the neighborhood now, so I'm gonna keep it at 1 so they don't complain. So Strada, Sport, Corsa. You hold this and it goes back to comfort mode. The auto start stop features here. Only in comfort mode it turns on. I like to have it off. So the steering wheel, I love it. It's nice and thick. This thing is a monster. We'll do a nice video of the car when I'm driving here. I'll do a little review. I don't want to go too crazy because we know these California cops, they're a lot more strict than where I was before, which is Portland, Oregon. Let me open the back so you guys can take a look. This thing's badass. I was at the beach earlier, so see, like, I threw my bag in, has a cover up here. It's all Alcantara. Tons of room. You could fit golf clubs, bags, full luggage. You could have 4 people in here cruising. It's funny, I'll hit the button for the exhaust now that I'm on the outside so you can actually hear it. It's just nuts. It's so nuts under load. Well, this is the Urus, and that's like a little walk around of the car. Listen, if you want specs on the car, exact specs, exact handling, track times, quarter miles, you can always look those up. my reviews are more so based on my experiences in the past with cars, how they feel to me, and what I think of them. And I'll do a little driving review here as I gotta go on a drive. So welcome to the 2019 Lamborghini URUS. I just did a walk around video that you saw. I wanted to start it off that way. People are like, oh my God, you need to talk about the car. You need to talk about the car. Listen, talked about the car. I'm not gonna be filming the car while I'm driving it. So, like I said, my reviews are based on my experiences. I need to have the AC on. My review are based on my experiences and the way that I see cars and the way that, based on what I've driven. Number one, I want to just say, I just made a video right before I started this one of the actual navigation. I think it's so sick. The actual navigation system is a heads-up display along with the speed limit on the road and the speed that you are going. That is pretty badass. And the next thing I want to say is this thing is just brutal. Like, I'm going to put in Corsa here. We're in the city a little bit. Just listen to this, driving through Newport Beach. So I just opened up the baffles. God, this thing is just monstrous sounding. It just sounds nuts. It's like such a beefy sound, it's crazy. Gotta go a little slow here, because people love complaining about loud exhaust. Luckily this has the valves. I don't know why I said baffles, the valves, where you can open it and close it. That is the very nice upside of this thing. The next thing is, this thing feels great. It drives so good. If you had one car where you had to pick one car to have, and the one car that you had to have fit the exotic checklist, fast as hell, all-wheel drive, sounds insane. This has exhaust, of course. I've never driven a stock one, so I can't say, but I'm sure you can find some videos online. Sounds insane. Has the pull up that you want to a restaurant, a bar, club, whatever. This is the car for sure. This is definitely the car that's going to give you everything that you need in one package. And you know, I talked a little bit earlier about the car inside. I love the side B pillars too. I'll get a video of that. I'll throw in here, where they have that Lamborghini-esque Y-shaped kind of pattern to it. To be honest, there's no complaints about the car. I did not like the car at first. When I first saw it come out, I didn't really like it. When I drove it for the first time, I was like, it's okay. Now that I've been living with the car for literally, I don't know, 4 or 5 days, driving it in between my GT3 RS, my RS5, and this, none of my other cars have plates on them, so I've been driving this more so I don't get pulled over for no reason. I already got a loud exhaust ticket in my GT3 RS, which was kind of expected because that thing is louder than any car that I've heard here so far. The thing literally, you could be driving it as slow as possible and you can hear it coming from 5 blocks away. I need to get a video of that exhaust driving through here in Corona. Maybe I'll do a video of just me driving through town normally, just so you can kind of get an idea of how loud the exhaust is on that. Living down here though, now that I've moved, officially been visiting so many times, oh my gosh, it's just amazing. Like, it's truly amazing. All right, let's make sure there's no cops here. I'm gonna put the windows down. I'm looking around a little bit. Let's see. Let's get on there a little bit. It's just scary getting on it. It's so loud and crazy sounding that you can hear this thing coming from a mile away. Okay, there was no cops back there, so let's get on it here. There's this nice little stretch. Put the windows up a little so there's no wind noise. I hear that. Just insane. I'm going back to comfort mode. So quickly, change it, going back to comfort. We're under the radar. I'm looking in my rear view. We are good. It would be a hell of a video if I got pulled over in this thing for a loud exhaust too. It would just be nuts. I did not break the speed limit, by the way. I was under the speed limit the whole time. So that just goes to show like how much fun you could have with this thing as an SUV, hauling your kids around, mobbing, and then just banging some paddles real quick, making it pop and bang and do all that crazy stuff. Yes, it's not stock. I recommend getting a Capristo exhaust like this one has, so it just sounds gnarly like that. And then you go back to this and you're back in quiet mode. And you're flying under the radar. Cops are looking around trying to figure out who has a loud exhaust. Well, not me, because I'm an SUV and I'm just mobbing. I like how I say flying under the radar in a Lamborghini Urus, like that's even a thing. But here in Newport Beach, yeah, it is a thing. Because, you know, there's a lot of sick exotics, Porsches, Lamborghinis, Ferraris, everywhere, Uruses, G-Wagons, so it's like the norm to just see these kind of vehicles, which I love living down here. It just feels so good. Like, I need to do a review on living here for the next 2-3 weeks as I start settling into my new place. Like I went to the beach this morning, 2 blocks away from my buddy's place. So anyways, it's not a review on living here, it's a review on the car. I love the way that Lamborghini did the vents. They have this like crazy abstract look. It almost looks like the exhaust to an Aventador. It's super cool. There's a guy next to me in the Challenger trying to hear my exhaust, which is funny. But see, like, you get that fun vibe to it, and then it goes back to quiet since the valves opened up now that I had enough RPMs up there where the valves opened up naturally. But just cruising normally in comfort mode, valves will stay closed, freeway, stuff like that. Somebody in a Hellcat trying to mess around. But that thing sounded pretty good too. But it's funny because look at that Hellcat crazy sounding, kind of sounds similar to this. So it's funny, you have that crazy Hellcat sound, but it's like coming from this thing. So it's just funny. This car gets a lot of love, a lot of respect. I've gotten a couple girls' phone numbers driving down Jamboree, this road here into Newport Beach, literally driving this thing, which is so funny to me because in the Porsche, none of that happens. So this car gets the heads turning like crazy. I see people pointing, etc., all the time driving this. So if you're worried about the pull-up, this car's got it, trust me. This car has the pull-up, the speed, the fun driving aspect. It does every single thing that you want the car to do. People have that craze, oh my god, an Audi RS Q8 is the same thing. Listen, I was saying the same thing. After driving this one time, I said the same thing. Oh my god, the RS Q8 kind of looks the same, etc. I've been seeing RS Q8s driving around here more often. They do not look the same. They do not perform the same. They don't look the same. They don't perform the same. They don't sound the same. The inside's not the same. Yes, you have some Audi buttons. Yes, I give them that much. You have some Audi buttons. Yes, Lamborghini, you need to listen and not put Audi buttons in a Lamborghini. That is the biggest downfall. Do not put Audi buttons in a Lamborghini. I don't understand that. Make your own damn buttons. Yes, it's going to cost more money, sure, because you're piggybacking off this, but the side mirror selector, the window switches, the steering wheel buttons are all in the turn signals, the wipers, and the cruise control buttons. They are all Audi buttons. So stop it, guys. You guys can do better than that. You need to stop with the Audi buttons that you guys keep doing. So this car also has a traffic assist control. Like that dude pulled out in front of me and decided to pull back around, so it kind of stopped for me. So that was kind of cool. Everything is here on the dash, up on the screen already, on the dash already. The way that it's done in terms of like how the car is put together, where everything is driver. This thing's about to turn yellow. Like, see, it just, you get that sick feeling, and these huge, massive carbon ceramic brakes behind it. So there's no complaints. I'm just driving to meet up with a friend in Malibu. We're gonna go get lunch, or probably lunch, dinner. So I figured I'd throw the camera in here and say, fuck it, let's talk about this thing a little bit. Let's see where this thing ranks in the cars that I've driven. This car right here, I would totally buy it. And I was never going to say that I would totally buy it 2 months ago when I drove. Ooh, see, like super quick, boom, missed the exit, but didn't. You see, it still handles like a sports car. And it's in comfort mode. So, to put this all together, to wrap it up, in this very quick, short, spirited review. Like, see, you're getting on the freeway. It's just so dope. And then you have this like AMG right here that was right next to me on this side, like trying to speed up also, and I'm like right next to him, just smashing in an SUV, fully loaded, 5,000 pounds. Let's go. And then you want to get into the left lane like this, just to switch over in front of somebody, and then you just bang a couple gears, and boom, you're at 100. In Mexico, of course. So, long story short, long story long, whatever you want to call this video, a review, a quick spirited drive, an enthusiast perspective on a Lamborghini Urus, I say that you should buy it. Yes, if you want a two-door sports car, no. But if you want something that checks every single box in every way, shape, and form, this is the car. This is the car. I haven't driven the Aston. I don't like the way it looks anyways, but that's just my personal opinion. I can only say mine. Some people do. Nothing against that car. The Aston SUV, I haven't driven it. I haven't driven the Mercedes SUV like this. Yes, there's magnificent, big, huge differences in quality of car and prices, of course. So, you know, I can't really say like that, hey, you know, buy this over the Mercedes. Listen, Mercedes are looking at 80, 90 grand GLC coupe SUVs, GLEs, you know, AMGs, etc. 100 grand SUV versus a 250, right? For used, this thing you're running around the 220, 250 range. For used, you're up a little above, north of 250-ish, give or take, depending how you spec it out with the wheel combo colors, etc. But I love this combo. I'm not a black car fan, but lately I have all gray cars or dark colored cars. But this car in black, I love it. It looks good. It's sleek. It has the classy vibe. Everything's perfect about this thing. There's nothing that I would change besides these Audi buttons. Please change the Audi buttons on the steering wheel and the side selector and the unlock and lock of the doors. And also the vent selectors are Audi too. How do I know? Well, my Audi 2013 Audi RS5 has the same exact buttons with the same exact cheap kind of click. Other than that, it's perfect. That's my review summed up in a nutshell. And let's give you guys one nice Corsa mode. Where am I going though? 405 north. Let's give you one nice Corsa mode pull here. I'll probably do it with door nose up. It's gonna be too much wind. Let's give you a nice pull. I'll open this window here. Woo! Those downshifts, nuts. What a better way to send the video off. But anyways, everyone have a good Sunday. Enjoy. This is when I'm making a video. Maybe I'll drop it tonight or tomorrow, but have a good weekend. I'm gonna enjoy the 85-degree weather in my new home and love every second of where I'm living. So thank you so much. Have a good one. Stay safe.